This video segment will show how to plumb a single electric water heater for use with the 200 series solar water heater system. Most systems will have a dual tank configuration, but if a single tank configuration is going to be used, there are some guidelines that need to be followed. The electric water heater should be one manufactured with only one element. The single element tank is recommended because the element is located centrally on the tank, providing more hot water on days when the solar system cannot be utilized. As for sizing the water heater, most local plumbing codes require an 80 or 120 gallon tank to be used in homes as large as 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Avoid installing single tank systems on homes with large families that use a lot of hot water or are sensitive to running low on hot water or changing their usage patterns. It is also recommended to install low-flow shower heads, which can significantly reduce hot water demand. Raising the thermostat setting can also increase hot water capacity, but doing so may decrease realized energy savings. Make sure to follow these guidelines when installing the 200 series solar hot water system with a single tank configuration. Now that the proper sizing guidelines have been addressed, we can start with the installation. The first step is turning off the water heater. Turn off the circuit breaker and verify the power is off using a voltmeter at the top of the water heater. Gas water heaters cannot be used for single tank installations. With the power off, shut the cold water inlet valve to the water heater. This is usually a ball or gate valve located near the top of the water heater. Then, shut off the water to the home at the main water shutoff. With the water off, connect a garden hose to the drain connection at the bottom of your water heater. Make sure the discharge end of the hose is in a safe place for hot water to flow. Next, open the drain bib and allow the water heater to drain fully. As the water heater is draining, open the pressure relief valve on the side or top of the heater. When the heater is empty, remove the hose, close the drain bib and the relief valve. Disconnect the water heater hoses. This is a good chance to replace old or worn hoses if needed. Check to make sure the water heater has dielectric nipples. Apply thread sealant and connect the temperature control valve to the water heater port labeled H for hot. The temperature control valve is installed with the port labeled H for hot at the bottom. Use a screen filter at this connection. The port labeled M for mix gets the O-ring gasket, and the port labeled C for cold gets the other filter. Then, connect a flexible hose using the provided nipple to the temperature control valve port labeled M for mix. Connect the other end to the hot water pipe at the house. Note, thread sealant is not required for flexible hoses. Apply thread sealant and install a 3/4 inch T in the upright position into the port labeled C for cold. Attach the flex hose from the T-side port of the temperature control valve port labeled C for cold. Attach another flex hose from the top of the T to the cold water supply. Remove the drain bib and set it aside for reinstallation. Apply thread sealant to the 3-inch nipple and install it into one port of the 3/4 inch brass cross. Hand tighten it only. Install the nipple and cross assembly into the drain port at the bottom of the water heater, stopping with the cross oriented horizontally. Do not over-tighten and crack the brass cross. Next, apply fresh thread sealant to the water heater drain bib and install it into the cross on a side port most convenient for future water heater flushing. Do not install the drain bib on the front port of the cross. Apply thread sealant to the 3/4 inch side of the reducer. Insert the dip tube assembly filter first into the water heater and tighten the reducer. Apply thread sealant to the remaining reducer and install it in the brass cross. All interconnecting hot water piping in the last 5 feet of cold water supply pipe should be insulated with our 2.6 or greater insulation. Attach provided cold water shutoff label to the cold water inlet valve to the water heater.